Hello, welcome to this Express Yoga Flow with me. My name's Jess. For today's full body practice, we are going to be focusing on strength and flexibility. We're going to be starting today's flow laying on our backs. So when you're ready, roll out your mats and I'll see you there. Okay, going to lay down on your back. So keep the knees up, feet flat. Take the feet as wide as your yoga mat and just allow the knees to fall in. You should be able to rest in this pose. Rest your hands down by your sides, palms facing up. Close your eyes here or soften your gaze. And let's just take a moment to come into our breath. Come into this practice, slowing down. Just being present in the moment. Smooth inhales through the nose. Long exhales out through the nose or mouth, you choose. Take a couple of breaths here on your own. Slowly, when you're ready, take the feet and bring them hip width apart and lift the knees so that they're parallel to one another. Take your hands and rest them on your belly. So you want right hand on the lower part of your belly, left hand on the upper part of your belly. We're going to start with some spinal, warming up the spine here with a few gentle exercises. So when you're ready, we're going to inhale, rock the hips forward. So it's a very subtle movement, but you'll notice that it lifts the lower part of the back off the mat here. That's what we're aiming for. So as you inhale, lifting the lower part of the back off the mat, and then as we breathe out, we're going to go the opposite way. So pressing, imprinting the lower spine, the lower back into the mat as you exhale. And use your hands to really press into the belly, activating the core muscles here as you exhale. Inhale, we lift, rock the hips forward, big belly breath in. Exhale, imprint the lower back, press your hands into your belly. Inhale to lift. Exhale. It's a very subtle movement between the two. Activating the abdominal muscles here, the core muscles, and warming up the spine as you move between the two. Do 3 more. Slowly allow your spine to come back to its natural position here. And we're going to pull the knees in towards the chest, wrap the forearms around the shins, and we rock gently from side to side. Take a nice breath here. And a long breath out. Keep the right knee pulled in, and we're going to allow the left knee to fall back down onto the mat. You can keep the knee upright here, or you can extend the leg all the way down for more of a stretch. Keeping that right knee pulled in towards your chest, we're going to take our right hand and grab the outer edge of our right foot, coming into our half happy baby here. Lift the sole of the right foot up towards the ground and actively pull the shoulder and the knee down towards the mat here. Again, you can keep the foot planted firmly on the ground, the left foot, or you can extend the leg for more of a stretch. Option to rock gently from side to side. Find an opening in that right hip. Or you can find stillness. Very much your practice, make it your own. Deep breath in. Exhale. Pull the breath out. Take one more breath on your own. And then slowly, when you're ready, we're going to replace the right leg down and we're going to switch sides. So when you're ready, we pull the left knee in towards the chest, and option to extend the right leg or keep the foot planted with the knee up. It's up to you. Inhale here, squeezing that left knee in towards the chest. And then as you breathe out, we're going to feed the left hand through, find the outer edge of the left foot and lift sole of left foot up towards the sky. If you can't quite reach the outer sole of the foot, then you can grab the ankle or even just hold onto the back of the thigh here. Completely up to you. Again, find your level. And again, we rock gently from side to side. Take a deep breath in. And a long breath out. Stay here for one more breath. Exhale, slowly replace that knee back down to the mat and pull both knees back in towards the chest when you're ready. Take a deep breath in here. And then exhale, take the hands to the back of the thighs and we're going to rock up and down the spine here. Nice spinal massage. Warming up the back body, sparking some energy. Do 2 more. And then we're going to transition to all fours. So leading with the hands, shifting the weight forwards, center yourself on the mat here, coming into your tabletop position, all fours, knees under the hips, not the shoulders, hands underneath the shoulders and knees underneath the hips, pressing into the tops of the feet. When you're ready, let's flow through our cat-cows. So dropping, arching through the lower spine, dropping the belly, lift the chest, inhale to look forward for your cow pose. Exhale, we round through the upper back, tuck chin and tailbone. Exhale for your cat. And we flow between the two. Inhale to lift. And exhale to round through. Think of this as an extension to the exercises that we were doing before when we were laying on our back. Pressing into the fingertips for stability. Do 2 more rounds. And then when you're ready, we come back to our neutral spine. Spread the fingertips nice and wide and really press into the fingertips here, particularly the thumb and forefinger. When you're ready, curl your toes under and we're going to lift the knees just off the mat, about 1 inch, and let them hover. Pull the pit of the belly in and up for your floating, hovering table. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Hold for 1 more breath. Exhale, lift the hips up and back, coming into our downward facing dog. Walk the hands forward. Send the hips up and back. Pedaling the heels out here. Pressing the chest down towards the thighs. Relax the back of the neck. And let's just take a moment here to warm up the back of the legs. Maybe bump the hips from side to side. Stay for 1 more breath. And then slowly, when you're ready, we're going to step 1 foot across the other, and then we're going to take baby steps to the top of the mat, coming into our forward fold when you get there. Take your time. You want feet to be hip width apart, a generous bend in the knees, and we drape the torso down. Relax the back of your neck. You can ragdoll here, grabbing opposite hand with the opposite elbow if you like. And we're going to sway here from side to side, just for a breath. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Plant the hands on the mat and we're going to step the right foot back. Drop the back knee down and we lift all the way up into our Anjaneyasana low lunge. Lift the arms all the way up and overhead. And then we find that core activation once again. So careful we're not just dumping our weight forwards. We really want to have left knee over left ankle and then pulling the pit of the belly in and up and tucking the spine in, tucking the lower spine in here. So really finding that core activation, pressing into the top of the right foot for stability. Inhale here. Exhale. Pull the breath out. Pause for one more breath. Exhale to bring the hands down behind the back here. We're going to interlace the fingers and extend the elbows, open the chest, find a back bend here, take the gaze up towards the sky. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for one more breath. And then very slowly release the bind from your hands and bring them back down to the mat. We're going to extend the left leg, send the hips back, coming into our half split. So flex the left toes up towards your face and pull back on the left hip crease here. Inhale to lift the gaze. Exhale to bow the crown of the head down, folding forwards. Pause here for 2 breaths. Slowly roll back through the left foot, and we're going to turn our torso to the long side of the right side of the mat. Pivot on the right knee and walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Right hand comes underneath the right shoulder and we press the hips forward, extend the left leg and we lift up into our half circle pose. Inhale to press the hips forward and lift the left hand, reaching with the fingertips, take the gaze up. Exhale, option to take left hand up and overhead. Find length. And reaching with the toes of the left foot and the fingers of the left hand. One long line between the two. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Slowly bring both hands back down to the mat and we turn to face the top of the mat once again. Back to our low lunge. Inhale to pick up the back knee. Exhale to bring the right foot back to meet the left in our forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale to find a halfway lift here. Flat back, bring the elbows, squeeze them into the side body. Exhale, we're going to forward fold all the way down. Planting both hands on the mat, we step the left foot back this time, coming into our Anjaneyasana, low lunge on the other side. So right foot is forward, left foot is back. Inhale to lift the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale. Again, we really want to find that core activation, so we're not just dumping our weight forwards, we're pulling the pit of the belly in and up, and we're pressing into the right foot for stability, top of the left foot, squeezing everything into the midline to find that lift, reaching the arms up and overhead. Inhale deeply, and then exhale. Take a moment to find your drishti, find stillness here. One more breath. Exhale, hands come behind the back and we find that chest opener here. Opposite thumb on top this time as you find the bind with your hands. Take the gaze up towards the sky. Find a gentle back bend here. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Stay for one more breath here. Slowly release the bind with your hands. Hands come back down to the mat and we send the hips back, coming into our half split on the other side. So reaching the hips back towards the left heel. Flex your right toes up towards your face and pull back on that right hip crease. Inhale to take the gaze forwards. Exhale to bow the crown of the head down. Pause here for 2 more breaths. Slowly roll forwards over the right foot and we now turn to the left side of the mat. Pivot on the left knee, walk the hands to the back of the mat. Left hand comes under left shoulder, we lift the hips, press them forwards. Right hand reaches up. Find your half circle pose on the other side. Inhale to squeeze the glutes, press the hips forward. Reaching with the right hand, find length, find some energy in the fingertips. Option to take the right hand up and overhead for that full body side stretch. Nice long line from the right fingertips all the way down to the right toes. Inhale. Exhale. Pause here, stay for 2 more breaths. Right fingertips come back down to the mat. We bend back into that right knee and we walk all the way to the top of the mat, back to our low lunge. Pick up the left knee and we're going to step it forward, back to our forward fold at the top of the mat. Inhale, find a halfway lift here. Exhale to fold all the way down. Bend your knees even more. We're going to roll up to our Tadasana. Slow and steady, rolling vertebra through vertebra. As always, last thing up is the crown of the head. Palms face forwards. Relax your shoulders down. Mountain pose. Pause here for a breath. Grounding down through the feet. Inhale, we're going to reach the arms all the way up and overhead. Exhale, we're going to bring hands to heart center. Bend your knees, send your hips back. We're coming into our chair pose here. So you can keep the feet hip distance apart, or you can bring soles of the feet together, squeeze the thighs together. You choose. Keep the elbows nice and open, really pressing the palms together. Find some activation in the hands, the chest, the shoulders. Tucking the pit of the belly in and up. Again, we're finding that core activation and we're sending the hips back into our heels. You should be able to lift your toes off the mat. And then press them back down. Find your center. Can you lower your hips anymore? You might start to feel a wobble or a shake. It's all good. We're building strength in the legs that are going to carry you around for the rest of the day. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lower the hips. Option now, if you'd like to fire up even more, you can lift the heels, come up onto the toes. You choose. Oh, I'm feeling it now. Inhale here. Exhale, release the heels back down if they were lifted, and we fold forwards all the way down. Nice job, everybody. Inhale, let's find a halfway lift. And then exhale, we're going to plant the hands and step back to plank. Inhale in your plank. And then exhale to lower all the way to the belly. Inhale, let's find cobra. And then as you're ready, we exhale back to our downward facing dog. Back to your downward facing dog. Inhale deeply. Exhale completely. Take one more breath in your dog. Use your hands and walk them back towards your feet. Take the feet as wide as your yoga mat. You want your heels in, toes out. Bend the knees and we come down into our Malasana deep squat. Bring hands to heart center and lift up through the chest. Options from here, you can place a block underneath your hips if you need a little extra support. You may want to roll up a blanket and place it under your heels if your heels aren't quite grounded. Option to point the fingertips down towards the ground for a nice wrist stretch. We're going to pause here for 3 more breaths. Slowly we're going to release from our Malasana, bring the hands forward, and we're going to have a little crow play. So if you have a strong crow, go ahead and take it now. If, like me, you're still working on your crow, I like to use a block. However, you don't need to use one if you don't want to. If you don't have a block, you can use some books or a couple of cushions. It's really just so that I don't crash my head into the floor. So coming into a squat, like a low froggy squat. And then place the hands down on the mat. Now, when you bend your elbows, you want to bend them towards the body, not outwards. We want to create a shelf with the back of the arm so that when we rest our knee on it, it keeps us steady. So fingertips nice and wide here. You want them roughly shoulder distance apart. Lift the hips, bend the elbows in towards the body and rest the knees on the back of the elbows. And then tilt the weight forwards. Now you can play with the balance between the two. If you have a block, rest the head on the block, lift the toes off the mat, and then slowly you can lift the forehead off the block. And then play between the two, finding that balance of sending the weight far enough forwards that you can balance between the two. If crow pose is not in your practice today, then you can stay in deep squat. You can take child's pose. You can take a headstand if you'd prefer. You choose. Take one more breath wherever you are, and then we'll all meet in child's pose. So take the knees nice and wide, walk the hands forward, rest the forehead down. In your child's pose, roll the head from side to side. Nice job, everyone. One more breath here. Slowly lift the forehead, and we're going to come to seated position, facing the long side of the mat. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to keep the left foot pulled in towards the thigh, and then we're going to extend the right leg out to the side. Let's find our seated side stretch. So take right hand to the outer edge of right foot. If you can't reach the foot, then you can just hold on to the shin. Turn the torso open, so really want to open out through the chest, and then you can reach the left hand up and overhead. Find a nice side stretch here. You can keep a generous bend in that right knee. Some of us will be able to reach the toes, and some of us won't. It's all good. Just remember, it's about how it feels in the body. We're not forcing anything here. Inhale deeply. Exhale. Slowly release, and let's switch sides. So right foot comes in, left foot extends. Inhale here. Exhale to reach a right hand. I cannot speak today. Reach right hand up and overhead. Find that side body stretch. And you should be in a nice stretch on the back of the left thigh too. Inhale. Exhale. Stay for one more breath. Slow and steady we release. And we're going to come down to lay on our backs. So when you get there, bring soles of the feet together, allow the knees to fall out to the sides for your Supta Baddha Konasana. You can place blocks under the knees or cushions under the hips if needed. Rest your hands on your belly, close your eyes or soften your gaze. And let's come back to our breath. Allowing the benefits of your practice today to sink in. Opportunity to set an intention for the rest of your day or the week ahead. Slowly use your hands to close the knees together. And then we're going to roll onto one side, any side. Press yourself up to a seat, a comfortable seat of your choice. And then we'll finish this practice here with one final deep breath in together. So when you're ready, inhale deeply through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Thank you so much for joining me today for this full body practice. I really hope you enjoyed it and it sets you up for a great day. Don't forget to like the video, leave me a comment and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I'll see you for next class. Have a wonderful day.